Today, we're hanging out with Paulini Curuenavuli, who was born in Fiji and migrated to Australia at the age of 4. Nowadays, she is one of the best-known Fijian singer and songwriter in Australia. We had a chat with her about her latest song and also asked her for some tips for the Rain artists.
As soon as I get off the plane, I feel like I'm at home and, it just feels relaxed. That's one thing I love about coming back to Fiji is that, from such a hectic kind of schedule in Sydney, as soon as you get to Fiji, you're just like, yes, I'm island time, Fiji time.
Tell us about your latest song.
I've got a new single out that's on iTunes now. It's called Air It All Out. And it's basically a song that, I wrote overseas in New York. And I wrote that song, at a time where I was going through a lot of difficulties in life, not sure on what direction I should take musically, personally, all of that stuff. And the song's about, letting go of negativity, of what people say, all the things that bring you down, inhaling in positiveness, being positive to yourself, loving yourself, and moving forward and going for your dreams and, getting your life together and being strong.
How was the shoot of the video clip?
Yeah, it was a great time. It started at 4 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. at night. And we basically, the locations were all in different places, so we had to travel a lot on those days. But the first location was in a worn down kind of old house. Really, this place was totally torn down. Old. It was like a few hundred years old.
Symbolizing the past.
Symbolizing, yeah, and the brokenness, because in the beginning of the song, it talks about me being broken and finding it hard to get to know who I was, and so the walls and everything are just broken. There's like just one sheet of like a curtain just kind of in the background, and me in the corner kind of singing the song. So it all symbolizes what I'm trying to say in the song.
Gotta take the first step, 'cause boy, there's nothing left. I'm feeling empty inside. It's all about give and take, but what we built was fake. This love is going away.
And then we moved from there to like a kind of a beach setting where there was a cliff, and we had to kind of reset all of the shots again, and had like a massive drone kind of on top of me, while I was on the edge of the cliff. This next album is all of the lyrics, all of the songs on the album I've written. I've written the whole album, and it's reflective of my experiences in life. I talk about everything that I've gone through, and even my friends. And so for me, this is kind of like my first album. Yeah, my own, like something that I can actually give to people. That's me, instead of my last two albums have been great, but. The first album was an album of covers, second album was an album of originals, but they were originals written by other people. But this album here, I've written the whole thing, I produced it. Pretty much done everything on it, funded it on my own. I pretty much put all my own money into funding the whole thing. And then just a few months ago, I think 2-3 months ago, I got signed to another record label. So God is good. That's one thing that's got me through, is my belief in God. And I grew up in a Christian family, and that's one thing I can always, that I know will always be what stands firm in my life. Yeah.
Have you heard about the Rain project?
I have heard about the Rain project. I've been a stalker on YouTube and stalking little video clips that Elena's been doing, and talking about the Rain project. I think it's amazing. I think that's definitely something that should happen here, because I find that nearly every young Fijian person is talented. It's scary, but it's great. I think that's what we need to encourage young people to go for their dreams, because I pretty much, I was born here. I went over to Australia when I was 4 years old, but still I'm Fijian, and you've got to take every opportunity that comes your way, whether it's whether you get paid for it or not. You've just got to do it, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know where it's going to take you.
What advice can you give to the emerging talents in Fiji?
Don't doubt yourself. That's the first thing. Don't doubt yourself. Like, you've got to believe in the little things that you know, because that's all you can really give. And then once you give that to people out there, then you'll receive something new to learn. And because that's basically, I'm just applying this because I'm just saying this because it's what I've applied to my life. I've given what I know, and then in return I've learned. So don't doubt yourself. Be careful of the sharks in the music industry. Management and all of that kind of stuff. Make sure you work with someone who you can trust, especially. You never want to go into that area, but financially you've got to really be able to trust your management, because that's one thing that either keeps it together or breaks it apart. Yeah, you've just got to don't doubt yourself, believe in yourself, be careful of your management, the people that you have around you. They've got to be able to really support who you are, and not what the whole, a singer kind of whatever you're trying to become. They've got to really support who you are as a person. And yeah, just be careful of contracts and all of that stuff. You've got to get all that stuff looked at, and not just sign away your life, pretty much.
Okay. What does it take to be a professional artist?
I think it takes a lot of work. You've got to put in the work for you to keep moving forward, for you to progress in what you're doing. A lot of and this is in Australia too. I find, because I do a lot of talks with Islander kids and stuff like that, and I find that they just get they love to sing, but they don't want to put in the work. So to come to rehearsals, they're like, oh yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Oh yeah, no, we'll push it. To all of that stuff, you've got to put in the work so that you can get to that next level. You don't just sit at home and expect it to come to you and it'll all just work out. That's not how it works. You've really got to work at it. The talent is maybe 50% of what you're doing, but I think the rest of it is working. You've got to just set your mind on the right things that you need to set them on to get to where you want to be as an artist.
We'll be right back.